Hi guys, so for today, our topic is all about measurement of vertical distances. So itong vertical distances class is ginagamit to determine the elevation of a point or difference in elevation between any 2 points. So yung elevation class plays a big part sa pagdidesign natin class ng roads and bridges or pwede rin class ng drainage system, no? Para ma-properly execute and makapag-provide tayo class, no, ng best design which will best suit yung configuration ng ating ground surface. So with that, ang gagawin natin class, magdi-discuss tayo ngayon ng 5 methods na ginagamit, no, in determining elevation. So we have here differential leveling, double radial leveling, three-wire leveling, profile leveling, and then reciprocal leveling. So yung common dito class na lumalabas sa board exam is itong differential and then yung profile. Pero class, dinagdag ko na lang itong dalawa kasi almost the same lang naman yan ng differential leveling. And so with this one. Okay? So kapag nag-gets na natin class, no, kung paano nag-work yung dalawang ito, no, yung differential sa yung profile leveling. So madali na lang itong lahat. Okay, so I think we can start our discussion sa differential leveling. So let's say class, ito yung ground surface natin. Okay, so side view. Okay, so meron class, no, na point on the surface or any point, no, on the earth na pwede natin gawing reference for our measurement. So class, yung point na yun class has either a known elevation or assumed elevation. So let's say class, yun yung tawagin nating point A. So class, kapag itong point na to class has a predetermined value of elevation, okay, so ito ay class is tinatawag na natin as benchmark. Okay, so in this case, ito is magiging benchmark at A. So BMA. So again, yung benchmark class, ginagamit ito for referencing, no, ng elevation ng other points on the ground surface. So let's say class, gusto nating malaman, no, yung elevation ng point na to. So tawagin natin siyang point B. And then gusto natin siyang gamitin, no, na maging another point of reference for our future measurements. So ibig sabihin, gusto natin siyang i-convert into a benchmark din. So magiging benchmark at B. Okay? So ibig sabihin, sabi nga natin, ito is meron siyang elevation BMA. So check. So ito, dahil gusto natin siya maging another benchmark natin. So gusto natin kunin yung benchmark din, yung elevation ng benchmark B na yan. So paano yan kunin? Using yung method of differential leveling. So ganito po siya class. Ang gagawin natin, mag-set up lang tayo ng instrument in between points A and B. So let's say ito yung instrument natin, no, yung leveling instrument natin. So let's say yung transit. So set up lang tayo in between A and B. And then lagay tayo ng rod at A and B. Okay? So ilagay tayo dito. So let's say ito yung rod at A. And then we have rod at B. Okay? So ang gagawin dito class is simply i-measure lang natin, no, yung magiging reading sa A using a horizontal line of sight. So lagay tayo horizontal line of sight dito. So ayan. So magkakaroon siya ng reading at A. So whatever yung reading at A na yan, corresponds yan dito sa height na ito, which is tatawagin natin yun as back sight. Okay? So kaya natin siya tinawag back sight kasi nag-sight tayo backwards, no, doon sa rod at A. So yung height na yan from the middle hair reading papunta doon sa base tinatawag as back sight. And then Sa site naman tayo horizontally dun sa rad at B. So whatever yung reading dito class corresponds sa height na to, which is yun yung ating foresight. Okay? So magkakaroon tayo dito class ng konting assumption. So etong horizontal line na to class is actually, syempre horizontal line nga siya. Okay, horizontal line. Okay. Pero class, for very small or short measurement, no, short horizontal distance measurement, so yung horizontal line na yan can represent a level line. Okay? So sa future discussion natin class, i-discuss pa natin further no, yung difference between horizontal line and level line. Pero class, sabi ko nga, for short distances, yung horizontal line, the same lang yan sa level line. So pag sinabi natin class na level line, no, it is a line corresponding to points no with the same elevation. So ibig sabihin, kung ano yung elevation dito sa left side no ng line, yun din yung elevation dito sa right side ng line. So ngayon, using the figure, so paano natin kunin yung elevation ng benchmark B? So that elevation ng benchmark at B is equal sa, so ang procedure dito class, always start dun sa point of known elevation. So in this case, start tayo sa A. Okay, so magiging elevation ng benchmark A. So ang gagawin natin, mag-travel tayo upwards, papunta dun sa level line. So from A, angat tayo papunta dito. So that is plus backside. So from the left side ng level line, makakapag-transfer na tayo dito sa right side. And then, downward reading, which is yung foresight. So that is minus yung foresight. Nandun na tayo sa benchmark at B. So therefore, that the elevation at B is equal sa elevation at A plus the backside at A and then minus the foresight at B. So ganun lang siyang kasimple class. Okay? So, ang problem dito class is ganito. So what if gusto natin no gawin din itong point of reference no for our future measurements, itong point na to. So tawagin natin siyang point C. So gagawin din natin daw siyang benchmark C. Okay, so therefore kailangan nating ma-determine yung elevation niya. Okay? So with that, paano natin makukuha yung elevation dito sa C? So, ang gagawin natin, di ba dahil itong elevation sa B is known na siya, so pwede na tayo mag-set up in between B and C. Kaso class, pag nag-set up ako ng instrument no, in between B and C, so paano yung mangyayari doon? Okay, so let's say ito. So, kung nga dito ko siya lalagay, no, yung instrument, so magkakaroon ng obstruction, tama ba? So, kung dito, para makapag-read ako sa ano? Para makapag-read ako dito horizontally ng backside. Tapos, pag nag-foresight ka, so hindi mo magagawa kasi may obstruction. Okay? Or, ano pa? Pwede rin naman, kung dito mo lalagay, so wait lang. So, kung dito natin siya lalagay, hindi naman tayo makakapag-read correctly dun sa rad at B kasi limited lang yung height natin. So, therefore, class, dito na pupunta, no, na dahil hindi natin kayang mag-read directly from B to C, so maglalagay tayo ng mga turning points. Okay? So, itong mga turning points na to, class, is i-determine rin natin, no, yung elevation nila. Yun nga lang, class, that is for temporary use only. So, gagamitin lang natin no, yung turning points para makuha natin yung gusto nating elevation, which is yung elevation ng benchmark at C. So, ibig sabihin, class, let's say, lagay tayo dito ng turning point. So, let's say dito. Okay, so itong point na to, tatawagin ko siyang turning point 1. So, TP1. And then, lagay pa ako dito class ng isa, siguro. So, ito, TP2. So, etong drawing ko class, medyo approximate lang siya, no? So, lagay tayo ng instrument between B and turning point. So, ganyan. So, let's say, adjust ko lang ng konti. So, ayan. So, ang gagawin, di ba maglalagay tayo ng rad at B and then rad at the turning point. So, with that, kaya na nating class, mag backsight reading at B and then mag foresight reading at the turning point. Okay? So, dito magkakaroon tayo ng corresponding backsight at B. Backsight and then foresight. Okay, so paano natin makukuha class yung elevation ng turning point 1? So that elevation ng turning point 1 is equal siya sa, so from the known elevation, which is mag-start tayo sa B, di ba? Dito tayo mag-start. So from elevation ng benchmark at B, so anong gagawin class? Di ba magta-travel tayo upward and downward. So from B, okay, so from B, aangat ako papunta dito sa level line. So ito kasi class is another level line, di ba? Level line or horizontal line. So aangat ako ng backsight at B. And then bababa ako ng foresight at turning point. So in that case, nandun ka na sa turning point 1, no, sa TP1. So with that, so another setup tayo ng instrument between TP1 and TP2. Okay. So pwede na yan class. Anong gagawin? So setup ulit ng rad at TP1 saka sa rad at TP2. So and then mag-sight tayo horizontally. So horizontal line of sight. So magkakaroon tayo ng backsight at the turning point 1 and then foresight sa turning point 2. Okay, so this one is another level line. So from the elevation ng turning point 1, kasi alam na natin siya. So paano makukuha tong elevation nung turning point 2? So ilan yan class? So that elevation ng turning point 2 is equal sa, so start tayo sa TP1. So TP1 and then what? So from TP1, aangat tayo ng backsight and then bababa tayo ng foresight. So that is plus backsight sa TP1 minus yung foresight sa TP2. And then finally, no, last setup in between TP2 and then benchmark C. Okay, so ayan. So lagay tayo ng rad at C. And then sight tayo horizontally. So that is horizontal line. So may small reading dito. So this one is backsight and then dito this one is foresight. So another level line. So therefore, with the known elevation ng TP2, so makuha na natin, no, yung gusto talaga nating makuha na ng elevation, yun yung benchmark C. So that elevation ng benchmark at C is equal sa elevation ng reference natin ng TP2. And then, anong gagawin class? So from TP2, angat tayo ng backsight and then baba tayo ng foresight. So that is plus backsight and then minus the foresight. Okay? So, ayun na, medyo naging mahaba yung discussion sa kanya. Pero gusto ko lang class ipakita na ganyan yung proseso na ginagawa when it comes to differential leveling. So, take note class, yung benchmark class, ito yung point na gusto natin magkaroon, no, ng elevation no? Para for the purpose ng future reference sa ating mga future measurements. While yung turning point class, ito naman yung mga points na kinukuhaanan natin ng elevation for the purpose of temporary use only. Okay? So, anong napansin mo pala class na trend? So, 'di ba ang nakita mong trend is yung backside is always additive, okay? And then yung foresight is always deductive. So that yung magiging general formula for this one is what? Elevation ng any benchmark. Okay, let's say B na lang. Okay, is equal yun saan? Doon sa elevation nung reference point natin, which is yung benchmark ng A, and then plus. So kung maraming setup in between B and A, so therefore we have to summation yung, or we have to sum yung all backside. So plus all backside and then minus the summation ng all foresight between A and B. Okay? So take note lang class, kung makikita mong trend dito, eto class, no? Kung mapansin mo yung foresight, ito yung foresight sa benchmark C. Etong backside, ito yung backside sa TP2. Tama ba? So dito naman, for relationship between TP2 saka TP1, so ito yung foresight sa TP2, ito naman yung backside sa TP1. Okay? So pinakita ko lang class para ma-apply natin siya later on sa ating problem solving. Okay? So I think pwede na tayong mag-proceed sa ating sample problem para mas maintindihan natin siya. So, copy ko lang. Okay. So, let's say ito yung problem. So, situation number 8. Given the following differential level notes. So, we have stations benchmark A. So, between A and B, meron TP1, TP2, TP3. And then, between benchmark B and C, we have TP4 and TP5. So, yung meron lang tayo class dito is yung elevation ng A, no? So, lagay natin dito. Elevation ng benchmark A, which is equal sa 346.50 meters. So, the question is, determine the elevation netong C. So, yung nasa dulong-dulo. Okay, and then difference in elevation between benchmark B and C, and then determine the station which has the highest elevation. So, pwede natin to class i-solve isa-isahin, no? So, let's say we want to solve muna. Syempre, bago kasi tayo makapunta dun sa benchmark C, so kailangan dumaan muna tayo dito sa lahat ng unknowns na to. So, therefore, kailangan natin kunin tong elevation ng TP1. So, that elevation ng TP1 equal yung class saan? So, yung reference natin, tama ba? Yung reference natin, yung 346.50. Tapos anong gagawin? Yung backside sa reference, so plus yung backside sa reference, which is ito. So, sana nag-gets nyo class, no? So, from the reference point, benchmark A, so pa-plus natin yung backside na 1.73. Tapos, ima-minus natin yung foresight doon sa point of analysis, which is yung TP1. So, ima-minus natin itong 1.85. So, tama ba class? Balikan natin, no? So, halimbawa, ito. So, etong una na to. So, paano to nabuo? Diba? From a reference, ito yung reference natin. And then, anong ginawa? Ipa-plus natin yung naging backside sa reference. Diba ito yung naging backside sa reference? So, backside sa reference. And then, itong foresight, kanino to foresight? Diba foresight yan dun sa point of analysis, itong benchmark B. So, ito is yung foresight sa point of analysis. Gets? So, kung babalikan natin to class, so yung elevation ng TP1 is equal sa benchmark at A, tapos yung backsight dun sa A, and then yung foresight dun sa point of analysis, which is itong 1.85. Or pwede natin siyang i-highlight using this figure, no? Para mas maging madali yung magiging feature analysis natin as the relationship netong diagonal na to. Okay? So, plus this one, then minus this one. So, therefore, ilan ng elevation ng TP1? Okay, so sagot is 346.38. Okay? So, therefore, pwede na nating i-fill up itong level note natin. So, 346.38. Okay. So, next, since meron na tayong elevation ng TP1, okay, so pwede na natin siyang gamiting reference, no, for determining the elevation ng TP2. So, ganun ulit, class of elevation ng TP2 is equal sa reference natin, which is yung 346.38, and then plus, so therefore, plus yung backsight sa reference, and then minus yung foresight doon sa point of analysis. So that is plus 2.5, then minus 1.05. Okay, so elevation ng TP2 equals. Okay, so sagot 347.83. So fill up natin. So we have to do the same procedure sa lahat ng measurements natin dito. So para makuha natin lahat ng elevation. So gets na ba yan, class? So for elevation ng TP3, so ang magiging reference naman natin dito, class, is yung previous measurement, yung TP2. So that is 347.83, and then plus yung backsight sa reference sa TP2, and then minus yung foresight dun sa point of analysis. So that is plus 2.76 minus 1.2. So that elevation ng TP3 equals okay, so that is 349.39. Tapos gawin na lang natin yung class, no, repeatedly hanggang sa ma-fill up natin itong table. So sige, class. Okay, so ayan So na-fill up na natin, no, lahat ng data. So this one is 352.93. So kaya na natin, class, masagot isa-isa yung mga hinahanap. So we have here elevation ng benchmark C. So that is yung ito 352.93. So correct. Okay, so next, calculate the difference in elevation between benchmark at B and then benchmark at C. So therefore, yung difference in elevation na yun, which is yung H, is equal lang naman sa difference ng elevation nila. So benchmark C minus benchmark at B. So difference is simply 352.93 minus sa B, ilan yan? 351.8. So ang sagot 1.13 meter. So that is letter A. And then finally, so determine the station which has the highest elevation. So from this table na nabuo natin, so sino dyan, class, yung may pinakamalaki, no? So 346, 346, 349, 351, 352. So yung pinakamalaki, class, is itong 352.8. 93. So, ibig sabihin class, among all those points, ang pinakamataas sa kanila is itong benchmark C. Okay, so, ganun lang naman siya class. Medyo tedious lang siya kasi iisa-isahin mo talaga, no, yung mga elevation bago ka mapunta dun sa point C, no. So, inisa-isa muna natin. So, take note lang class yung naging ginawa natin, no. So, sana na-gets nito. Yung reference and then point of analysis. Ngayon class, yun nga, no, ang mahirap kasi dito is iisa-isahin mo siya. Okay, pero class, actually, pwede naman natin siya ma-solve ng mas mabilis na way. Yun nga lang, sa problem na to, kailangan natin siyang gawin since kailangan kasi itong isolve, no, yung highest elevation. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan natin malaman yung elevation lahat ng points. Pero class, kung halimbawa, ang tinatanong lang class is yung elevation ng benchmark at B. So, halimbawa, siya lang yung tinatanong. So, paano siya directly masosolve nang hindi na iniisa-isa-isa to? Okay? So, let's say, delete ko ito, class. So, paano makukuha? So, let's say, ano ba yung sagot sa benchmark at B? So, di ba ito yung 351.8? So, i-ano ko lang, class, dapat ang answer 351.8. So, delete natin ito. Okay, so let's say, ang tinatanong yung benchmark at B, elevation niya. Pero ang meron lang tayo yung elevation ng A. So, paano tayo makakapuntang B? So, same pa rin naman ang procedure. Sabi nga natin, gagamitin na natin itong formula na ito class, no? That yung elevation at any point is equal sa elevation, no, nung reference natin plus yung lahat nung backside mula dun sa reference natin and then lahat nung foresight hanggang doon sa point of analysis. So, di ba class, kanina nakita mo na inclined, no, yung mga oblong na ginagamit natin. Halimbawa, ganito. Tama ba? So, inclined yung relationship. Kasi nga, yung backside na kailangan natin is yung backside sa previous readings, no? Or previous rad setup. Tapos yung foresight, kailangan natin yung foresight hanggang doon sa point of analysis. So, ibig sabihin, ang gagawin lang natin, so lahat ng backside, no, mula doon sa previous reading, so hanggang dito. So, hindi kasama yung benchmark at B. So, lahat ng previous backside and then lahat ng foresight hanggang doon sa point of analysis. So, parang ang mangyayari is, wait lang. So, ang mangyayari is, parang inclined pa rin naman siya, pero mas malaki na yung oblong. So, parang ganito. Okay, so, ganyan, no? So, from our reference, yung A, so, lahat ng backside from A, papunta dun sa bago mag-B. So, sum up natin yan. And then, lahat ng foresight, no, mula dun sa point of analysis, which is yung benchmark at B, upwards. So, lahat yan. Okay, so this one is the summation of foresight. This one is the summation of backside. So, let's try, no? Try natin kung pwede. Kasi, ito, shortcut na to, no? So, directly, masosolve na natin yung any point between point A to C. So, let's try. So, that elevation ng benchmark at B is equal sa, so, yung elevation ng reference, yung benchmark at A, so, plus summation ng backside minus summation ng foresight. So, this one equals 346.50 and then plus, so, lahat ng backside 1.73, 2.5, 2.76, and then plus 3.15. And then minus lahat ng foresight hanggang dun sa point of analysis. So, minus 1.85 plus 1.05 plus 1.20 and then plus 0.74. So, in that case, so dapat parehas ang makukuha nating answer. So, ilan ang magiging benchmark or elevation ng benchmark at B? Okay, so the answer is the same. So, which is equal sa 351.8 meters, no? So, the same. So, sana guys, no, nakatulong itong shortcut na to. So, ibig sabihin, pwede nating ma-solve, no, directly yung elevation ng C, just in case kailangan siya. So, paano kukunin yun? So, elevation ng benchmark C. So, from our reference, yung A. So, elevation ng benchmark at A. So, plus lahat ng backside and then minus lahat ng foresight. Okay, so from A to C, so sabi lahat ng backside, 'di ba? Bago mag-C. So, ito 'yon. And then lahat ng foresight hanggang mag-C. So, hanggang dito. So, ito yung kailangan nating data. So, pa-plus mo lang naman lahat yan, class. And then, ito, pa-plus mo lang din. Masolve na natin, class. Which is, dapat parehas yan dito sa 352.93. So, pwede nyo i-try, class, pero hindi ko na gagawin. So, magpo-proceed na, class, sa next problem natin with regards sa differential leveling. So, sana na-gets. So, next problem tayo. Okay, so, ito na. So, sabi dito, class, a line of level 6 kilometers long is run between A to B with average backside and foresight distances of 150 meters. The average backside reading is 3.8 meters, and each time it is taken, the rod is inclined sideward from the vertical by 5 degrees. What is the correct elevation of B if its recorded elevation is 425.16 meters? Okay, so paano ba yung naging itsura na ito, class? So, let's say, ganito siya. So, ito daw, no? Yung points A and B. So, ang distance daw nito is 6 kilometers. So, mag-set up siya, no, with an average backside and foresight distance of 150. So, hindi ko pa ito na-discuss kanina, pero ganito lang naman siya. So, di ba ito yung instrument? Tama ba? So, let's say ito yung one setup natin, no? So, one setup. So, from the center ng instrument, papunta dun sa backside reading natin, ito yung backside distance. Papunta dun sa rod, dun sa next station. So, ito yung foresight distance. Okay, so sabi dito sa problem, yung average is 150. So, therefore, 6 kilometers, no? So, sobrang layo. So, therefore, maraming turning points between points A and B. So, let's say, ito yung unang setup. So, ayan. Ito yung next na ano. So, let's say, turning point 1. So, backside distance equals 150. And then, foresight distance, 150 rin. So, ngayon, may problema daw sa setup niya, no? So, let's say, sinabi niya pala dito, class, that the average backside reading is 3.8. So, every time daw na mag-read siya ng backside, okay, so zoom in natin. So, every time na mag-read siya na itong backside, ang nami-measure niya is 3.8. Pero, later on, no, na pag-alaman niya na yung rod daw is inclined sideward. Kasi dapat, class, para maging precise or accurate yung measurement natin, dapat yung rod natin must be vertically upward. Okay? Kaso sa kanya, class, dahil siguro pagod na yung ano, no, na yung naghahawak ng rod niyan. So, 6 kilometers ba naman, class, eh? So, ang tendency, napapagod sa inclined daw. So, nag-incline sideward, no, yung rod by 5 degrees from the vertical. So, kung mag-zoom in ako ng isang ano dito, class, kung iso-zoom in ko to, parang ang nangyari daw dyan is parang ganito, class. So, let's say ito siya. So, ito yung point A. So, dapat, di ba, ang tamang correction is, or tamang rod setup is etong upward. Pero yung ano niya, yung rod niya during the measurement is naka-incline daw siya. Okay? So therefore, kung meron ditong instrument, no, leveling instrument na magme-measure ng back sight distance. So ito yung horizontal line of sight. Di ba dapat ito lang yung mariread niya, class? So ito yung tawagin nating true back sight. True back sight. Pero dahil naka-inclined by 5 degrees, okay, yung kanyang rod, so ang na-read niya is ito. Tama ba? Which is parang ito yun. Okay? Which is ito yung measured back sight. So kung mapansin mo, class, so sa triangle na yan, so ito, di hamak na mas malaki yan compared dito sa true. So ibig sabihin, meron siyang error dun sa reading. So every time na mag-read siya ng back sight distance, meron siyang error. Okay? So anong gagawin natin sa error na yan, class? So di ba sabi ito daw is equal sa 3.8. So class, ilan yung magiging true na back sight using yung triangle? So that is by cosine, no? So that cosine of 5 degrees equals adjacent in true back sight over hypotenuse na 3.8. So yung true back sight equals 3.8 cosine of 5. So this one is 3.7855. So meters. Okay? So ibig sabihin, yung na-measure niya is a way greater than this one. So ilan yung correction, class? So pwede natin gamitin yung basic formula nung yung sa taping pa before, that yung true distance is equal sa measured distance and then plus correction. Okay? So yung true distance 3.7855, so equals measured is 3.8 and then plus yung applied nating correction. So yung magiging correction dito is what? So negative, no? Ibig sabihin deductive. So dapat ibabawas natin siya. So yung magiging correction dyan is negative. So para ma-correct daw yung measurement, so dapat magbawas tayo ng 0.01446 meters. Okay? So etong correction na to, class, is for every back sight measurement. Class, ilang back sight ba yung gagawin natin dito? So, from the figure, so di ba ito, isang back sight reading. So, ilang back sight yan? Kasi dito, set up ka ulit dyan. Okay, so therefore, another back sight reading. So, setup ulit. So, another back sight reading. Tama ba? So, nagigets niyo ba? So, another setup. So, another back sight reading. Until such time na makover niya yung total distance of 6 kilometers. So, ilang setup ng back sight yung mangyayari dyan, class? So, that is simply, di ba ito, class, is 300 meters per one setup. So, therefore, yung number of setup is equal sa 6,000 meters, yung 6 kilometers divided by 300 meters. So, that is 20 setups. Okay, so 20 setups. So, even 20 times natin, no, na ibabawas itong correction na to doon sa ating back sight. So, di ba, class, ang formula for benchmark at B is equal yun sa benchmark at A and then plus summation ng back sight and then minus summation ng foresight. So, previously daw, no, using yung erroneous value ng benchmark, so nakuha niya ito as 425.16. So, therefore, para makuha natin yung true reading, no, para sa elevation ng benchmark at B, so equal yun plus saan? Sa true benchmark at A, which is, pwede ko na lang isulat as benchmark at A, since wala naman sinabing error before doon, di ba? So, as is na lang natin siya. So, ito, yung summation ng backside, ayan, erroneous yan. So, therefore, kailangan i-correct natin siya. So, magiging summation ng true backside dapat. And then, ito, minus summation ng foresight. So, i-adapt ko na lang ulit, no? Kasi nga, wala namang error sa kanila. So, kakopy ko na lang sila. So, para makuha natin itong class, no, summation ng true backside. So, always, palagi natin gagamitin itong ganitong relationship. No, true distance equals measured distance plus correction. So, therefore, ito magiging measured distance, which is yung backside alone, and then plus corrections. Okay, so minus summation ng foresight, and then this one is benchmark at A. So, equivalent sa true benchmark at B. So, simplifying this one further, magiging benchmark at A. So, plus summation ng backside. Okay. Then ito, plus summation ng corrections, and then minus summation ng foresight. So, nakikita po ba? Okay, nakikita pa naman. So, ayan no. So, sana nakakasunod kayo, class. True benchmark at B. So, di ba, class, etong expression na to, so benchmark at A plus yung erroneous reading na backside minus yung foresight is equal dito yan, class, which is, di ba nga, equal yun sa 425.16. So, magiging 425.16. And then, may natitira dito, class, na plus summation ng correction. So, plus, ano ba yung correction natin, class? Yung negative, no? So, plus, negative 0.01446. And then, gaano karaming beses to, class? Nangyari? So, 20 times. So, times 20. So, therefore, ang true elevation ng benchmark at B is equal to. So, sagot is 424.87 meters. So, that is what letter ba? So, letter B, no? So, correct. So, hopefully guys, no, na gets nyo kung paano nag-work, no? Yung differential leveling na method of measurement of vertical distances and how to correct it. So, ayan na siya. So, sa next video natin, class, continue natin, no, yung other methods pa of measurement ng vertical distances. So, kung may question kayo, class, feel free to message me. So, i-guide ko kayo, class. So, ayun lang. So, thank you guys for watching. So, see you next time. God bless.